Ain't no real bad blood like that. Like, it's not how you think it is. Like, I don't hate you. Like, I don't wish ill upon you. I forgot about all of this shit that we went through. Only because I understand it now. I'm just addressing this shit so that it can get out of my subconscious. Because I could not think about that shit consciously all I want. I could get over it consciously all I want, but that shit is embedded in my subconscious. So I have to talk about it to get it out so that I can overcome it. But now that I have, I mean, it's no bad blood. Like, I don't hate you. I want you to be happy. Like, I want you to live your life. I don't want drama for you. I don't want drama in your life. I don't want the cops coming to your house. I don't want you to experience none of what you put us through. Like, I don't want you to experience that. So, and even if you do that to me still, like, I'm not gonna send that type of energy your way because that's not the frequency that I vibrate on. I'm just asking you, like, better yet, telling you, because at the end of the day, like, you shouldn't be doing that. It's harassment. Like, at the end, I could literally make it an issue, but I'm not. You see what I'm saying? Because I love you. I still do love you. I still do care about you in a way, and I'm not gonna stoop that low to, like, do what you did to my Babylon mom in a sense. I'm not gonna do that to you. And I just really want to address, because I can't feel you. Like, I can't feel you. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here in front like I don't. Like, I know the shit you went through when you was a kid. Like, I know what you feel. Like, when it comes to your mom and your dad and your childhood and the shit that you had to go through, I know how you feel, but you can't take that out on other people. You can't perpetuate that same situation that you went through with your children. You gotta create a better circumstance for them, man. You got to. You feel me? Like, it just is what it is. Like, and I wish that your Babylon Pops was there for you, but it is what it is. Like, I can't go back in time and rewrite that shit for you. You have to understand it for yourself. Like, maybe you went through what you went through as a kid because you was sent to be on a greater mission. All of the knowledge that I have that you so say you passed down to me, maybe you were supposed to be the GOAT. Maybe you were supposed to be the great, but you didn't because you let your debilitations overcome you. You let all the shit that was stopping you stop you. You let your Babylon dad debilitations unravel within you, activate within you, and let that stop you from being who you truly were supposed to become. And now it's my job to stop that cycle. And I won't let it continue. Like I said, no matter how angry I get, no matter how many debilitations that's in my chart, like, I'm here to be different. I'm here to change the status quo. I'm here to change the world. I'm here to be an example for everybody out there that don't know that there's something better. And it don't matter whatever I go through, I'm never gonna turn my back on what I know is true. Ever. Like, ever. It's not even in my blood to do that. And maybe in a sense that has came from you. Because when you feel like something is true, you be really on that shit. But the difference between me and you is that I want truth. I don't want to lie. I don't want to live in a lie. I don't want to be over there doing Babylon shit. That's not me. Like, even when I was a kid, that's not me. You knew that when I was coming up. Like, at one point in time, you was looking at me crazy because I wanted to be hands and feet deep down in the soil. You was looking at me like, how the fuck? And then when I started making that shit happen, then you wanted to be all in my face. I mean, everybody was treating me like that. You wasn't the only person treating me like that. And remember, everybody thought I was going to be a bum? Remember? Everybody thought that I wasn't going to be shit because I didn't want to go to college. Remember that? Well, now that I'm being great and now that I'm actually doing what I want to do and doing what I love to do and being with people who I actually want to be with, now it's a problem. Now me being me is a problem for you when it's not even having nothing to do with your life. You're not suffering from me being out of your life. Like, you're not. And I wish you would not, like, make that a thing. And I know that, like, I just want to address the fact that, like, I know that when I got angry that time, I called you. You know what I'm saying? Or if that mattered, like, if anybody got mad and called somebody because they was angry, Most of the time when people get angry and they call somebody, they just want to vent to that person so they can get a good reverb, a positive reverb back from their reality to encourage them to do the right thing. But everybody, who I've heard and when I called you, the only thing that I got was, yeah, you should leave. I got negativity. That's the only thing that I got. And that's not something that I want to actually be around. If I'm going through some shit and I'm fucked up, I want you to be there. I would want you to be there for me, like on some shit like, whoa, let's look at the logic behind this. Let's think about all parties involved. You know what I'm saying? Not like take us apart and totally separate everybody. That don't even make sense. Like, that's not even logical. If you love me, then you would do that for me, but you don't. Nobody has done that for me. The only person that does that for me is my husband, Chief. That's it. That's the only person that actually. And even then, like, with my Babylon mom, we tried to have a relationship with my Babylon mom, but you gotta cut to the chase with that because we don't vibrate on the same thought frequency. And you already know that's like having a friend and trying to get them to understand you, but y'all living on two different opposite ends of thinking. And you try that relationship, but you can't because that person really don't understand you. And the same thing with my Babylon did. Like, my dad, like, we opened up the lines for him at one point, and we was talking to him, and we was understanding each other, and he was supporting me and all that. And then this nigga just went left. Instead of wanting to talk to me and understanding everything that's going on, you just went completely left. You think that I want to be around it. You think that I want to continue to have that in my life. No, I don't. I'm through this moment in time, through all of my stuff. I'm actually watching who's there for me and who's not. Unspoken and spoken. I see everything. I feel everything, and I'm not stupid. I'm really not stupid. You could call me crazy, and you could think that, I'm bipolar or whatever you want to think, but I'm way smarter than you think I am. Way smarter than you think I am. I'm just put that out there. It is what it is. No weapon formed against something great is going to prosper anyway. Love is always going to overshine hate at the end of the day. It always is. Exaltations is always going to shine over debilitations. But you just got to be willing to fight that shit within yourself. You got to be willing to come back and face yourself. Every time. You can't just walk away and completely walk away and think that stuff is going to change for you. No, you got to deal with yourself in the situation that you're in. The current situation that you're in. Because if you walk away and you go try to deal with yourself from somewhere else, you're going to have the same problems. You're going to have to face yourself there soon. It is what it is. I feel like I've vented. So we said I'm gonna just take questions now. If y'all wanna call in and ask me questions, only women, no men. I'm not talking to men. Only women. If you wanna ask me a question, then I'll take the questions now. If you wanna ask me, you could call in and ask me a question.
Hi, Eliana. How are you?
Peace reflection.
Please Reflections. How are you? I've been watching you guys for a while, and I feel like you are right. We have to respect your decision and everything. So my question is to you: was the experience that you had with your father really that debilitating, where you feel that you can't have no kind of a relationship with your dad at all? Because to be honest with you, I feel like your dad truly loves you. And yes, parents can overstep their boundaries. Don't get me wrong. But do you feel like, because you feel like you're on your higher self, like in the Babylon, we feel God is love, right? God is not going to, just shun you because you committed a sin, but God is going to just love you for the mistake you made. So would you feel like either way that, one of these days that you will forgive your father and, love him the way you know that your higher self can love?
I have forgiven him. Like, I have. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't fault him for, like, treating, I don't fault him for none of what I experienced through my childhood. I really don't. It's just a point of, like, holding on to that energy, like all of the traumas and all that, like holding on to that, so that excuse me for a second.
It's okay. It's okay. But when you want your daughter to know her grandfather, one day,
hold on. First, like
my question is like, what makes
it's deeper. What I'm doing is deeper than a relationship with a dad. Like, I really want y'all to understand that. Like, I'm here for a different purpose. I'm the Christ conscious. I don't have a father. I don't have a mother. I don't have a sister. I don't have a brother. I don't even have a child. I am everything. And my job here is to bring humanity back to that state of consciousness, not to have an isolated, separate, individual relationship with people and perpetuate Babylon. That's not what I'm here for.
Okay.
If anybody who thinks like me and wants to live my lifestyle and actually be in tune with what I'm being in tune with, then they become my brother, my sister, my child, and everything else therefore. But if you don't think like me, then we don't vibrate in that space for me to be calling you a friend or a father or whatever the case may be. Because at the end of the day, if I collided my world with yours, we would have differences. We would have miscommunications, because what I do, you don't do. And what you do, I don't do. And nobody, not even in your lower self, you would have a friend that will come into your life and do some different shit that you'll be okay with. God don't do that either. Your higher self doesn't do that. You have to think completely like your higher self to actually have an entity, another energy of itself in a different form of itself to vibrate in the same space as it.
Okay. My next question.
I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand completely what you're saying. My next question is, when did you start thinking this way? Like, how old were you when you just said, fuck it, I don't want to be in Babylon. I want to change my lifestyle and stuff like that. Was it you genuinely that wanted to change?
Absolutely. When I was a little girl, I was in nature. I was running around barefoot. I used to go to the countryside, take off all my clothes and run through nature. Always was a nature girl, always will be. That was when I went to college. That's all I wanted to do with my life, was be a botanist, because I didn't see anything else to fit my life in. I literally told myself that I would never have a job at McDonald's. I would never have a job being a goddamn architect, building a builder and infrastructure, because I didn't feel like that was something that really completed me. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
It was always my choice to understand and be in communion with what I'm doing right now. It did happen more faster than what I thought it was, though. It did, because this was the life that I was striving to live on my own. It just happened because I manifested it. I was manifesting that shit so hard that this shit fell out the sky to me. You understand? That's exactly what happened. And now I'm living how I want to live.
Okay, that's understandable. What if your daughter gets older and she says, I don't want to live this way, I want to go to Babylon?
She won't. It's not in her blood. That's what you're not. That's what everybody.
Yeah, I understand that, but here's the thing.
Eliana,
you're saying she's your reflection, but you can't speak for her because she's a child.
Well, if she don't, then she's gonna go.
Just like you, to say, hey.
Well, if she
doesn't, different.
Well, if she doesn't, I'm gonna respect her mind. There's nothing that I can do about that.
So would you not have to go to Babylon?
I'm not gonna stalk her. I'm not gonna harass her. I'm not gonna try to make her do something or send ill intent towards her in her living life. No, I'm gonna just respect her mind. She gonna do what she wanna do at the end of the day, and I'm gonna have to respect her mind at the end of the day. I won't harass her. I won't be like, you're not supposed. I won't taunt her.
Okay, because I feel the hurt. I feel the hurt in your heart, even though you forgive. But I feel what you're coming from, because you're not gonna do what your dad is doing to you. You're wanting to have your peace, your state of mind, because this is your life. Nobody's living your life but you. So I understand where you're coming from, because when you're having somebody block you, yes, it's gonna push you to doing it more and more and more, because that's just our nature. That's human nature.
Not
It's when
even
somebody's
more and more.
blocking
It's
you.
what I want to do. It's just pushing me away from the fact that I know that, it's just actually closing the door for me to wash my hands with the situation, to actually know that I won't ever really have a relationship with him. That's really what it's doing. It's not pushing me to keep doing this, because I'm gonna do this with or without him. I was doing this before him and after him, so it is what it. This is me. You can't change me. I'm a program.
So my last question is, would you seriously would have done this all by yourself, living this lifestyle, feeling that you're Jesus?
I was already doing it. I just had to go. I was already doing
feel
it.
like Chief is not, telling you to do this. This is
No,
solely you, because I want
absolutely
to
not.
solely you.
And no, and you know what you should do on my Instagram? You should go down my timeline and see me before I was with my husband. Like, go see me before I was with him. Like, you'll see me. I was already doing this. Like, I was already in nature. Chief added valuable information to my life. Like, and I got better off of that. Like, I enhanced off of that. You understand? I was already seeking for him. Like, I was already seeking for that consciousness, that part of myself. I was already doing it. If everybody go down my timeline and scroll down my timeline, everybody will see my mind before I had even touched Chief. You will see it.
And my question for Chief is, who taught him all of this? Like, if he was in Babylon before, like, what in the world just made him decide that he was Jesus, or he knew, because it had to come from something. It couldn't have just came from him. He had to been taught somewhere. Like, what is the origin of this? Because you have to think about it. If you came from Babylon, something had to trigger something for you to just change your mindset. I already know with you, Eliana, I already know this is solely you. But for Chief, I really want to know who literally taught you this? Like, because you came out of nowhere.
No one person taught me anything. Life taught me.
So you just knew this. Like, this just came to you when you was in Babylon. You just like, I feel
Everybody in this room right now, right? Everybody in this room was born with a message you come to give. Everybody here is a messenger. You came here with a purpose to deliver that message in your heart. Now, throughout your life, things happen that spark you into your purpose. So no one taught you something that you were programmed and destined to be. The message in me was in me very, very early. It was always there. When I'm telling you that I was unraveling that message through my experiences. These experiences activated what was already in me. My life experiences, the way I looked at things, enlightened me. It was already in me.
So you taught yourself astrology. You taught yourself
absolutely,
astrology.
absolutely,
You taught yourself
absolutely.
that you're teaching.
I was interested in it.
Okay.
I absolutely. It was something that burned in me, that I attracted it. And when I studied astrology, I heard different things.
Mm-hmm.
You are what you attract. You understand what I'm saying to you? So when you ask me who taught me, it's like saying, like, no one taught a lion how to be a lion. A lion was a lion. Always was a lion.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But the way you're describing yourself as if you made heaven and earth. As if you knew what's going to happen. My thing, I respect what you're doing. You feel me? Because nobody can deny what you're doing. You know what the fuck you're doing.
I'm telling you, and I want you to know this.
But it's like, how can you come from knowing that, okay, there's a God, to, okay, I'm God, to wanting people to worship you? Because when you think, I'm not calling y'all.
I never asked not one person to worship me. Never.
But you got a call. You got people following you. That's what
they're not worshiping me. They're not worshiping me.
Then what is,
no one is worshiping me.
Okay, then correct it for me, Chief. I would love for you to correct it for me. What would you call it?
Please understand that we worship each other as humanity. We worship each other because we are God. No one is worshiping one man. We worship each other. So
Like, you solely believe that?
Go ahead.
I'm just trying to understand, because you're saying we're supposed to believe each other. So you're telling me, like, let's say if, somebody comes to you, godly, but they have ill intentions and you don't know, but you say you're supposed to worship them. The devil was a god, wasn't he? He was an angel, actually. The devil was an angel until he got knocked down to hell or whatever the case may be, right? But he was being worshipped because he had followers that went down to hell with him, right?
No.
Not saying that
that's your belief system. That's not truth.
Okay. Then tell me what happened with the devil. I would like for you to tell me what happened.
The devil is in every one of us.
Oh.
It is the devil is in you and me.
And God is in you and me as well.
Exactly.
We're just a whole entity.
All of your devils come from your debilitations in your chart. Now, if you study your natal chart, you'll find out that your oppositions, your squares, your quincunx are your debilitations in your chart, and those are your weaknesses. And through all of your weaknesses, what you would call the devil, or just light reflecting itself in a way, not understanding itself and not understanding its true love, its true God. This is the thing that we call the devil. The devil is an illusion of what you truly are. So when we have these debilitations in our chart, what it's describing is light bending in a way that not allow us to understand things. Like when light bends in a square, it creates hardship in our lives and creates debilitations. When light is opposition itself, it casts a shadow in a way that it makes illusions and trouble in our life. So when you study astrology and you understand how the mind works, you realize, like, wow, my Mars is conjuncting my Saturn, or my Mars is opposition in Jupiter. And that means something. And these things, we can pinpoint where your demons are, right?
Okay.
And where your debilitations are, we can actually pinpoint and say, hey, here's what's going on with you. You have a sun squaring Pluto. And with your sun squaring Pluto, that means the way the sun is angled, your sun sign is angled to Pluto, the light is bending at an angle, it's square. So it's bending at a degree that in your mind creates confusion.
Okay.
So this confusion we call the devil.
Okay.
Because it is an illusion of what you truly are.
Okay. So basically, since we have both entities, so when we do, like, let's say a human, I'm not talking about female, male, whatever. When human do something wrong, we have to be accountable, right? So
where every cause is an effect. Where every cause, there's an equal effect. Yes. Okay. That's universal.
So would you say that your godly side is more out than your devil side? Like, how can you balance that?
Absolutely. I'm far way more positive than I am negative. Absolutely.
But then, okay, Chief, okay, if you say that, right, then if you're far more positive, then why do you hate on your women? Or why do you sit here and...
I don't hit on my women. I don't hit on my women.
Okay.
Don't keep up lies. Don't keep up lies.
Okay, so
I shall not lie. I don't hit on my woman. Let's stop. I don't want to hang up on you. I don't want to hang up on you. I do not want to hang up on you. I want to have a conversation with you.
Okay.
Slow down. Slow down. Back.
So Eliana's dad was lying on you.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying to you. I'm living my life. He's not living my life. Did you ever see me hit her?
No.
Then don't ever say that I hit on women, because you are lying on me.
Okay. So
I have not. I don't need to hit on. I just told you. I don't need to hit on my woman.
Okay.
So if you have never seen that, do not perpetuate a lie. Do not repeat a lie, because you was not there. You don't know. So don't say why you hit on woman, because you wasn't there. You ain't never seen me hit on a woman.
Okay. My next question for you is, why do you feel that they have to worship each other when you're saying that you are God? Like, you're saying you are Jesus. Everybody can't be Jesus.
Everybody is God.
How is that possible?
The Christ consciousness, listen
Christ
to what I'm
is
saying.
Within us. Christ is not saying he's us.
Christ is not with, listen to what I'm saying to you. There's a Christ consciousness. This is a thought frequency. This is the most high consciousness. We say the most high, right? We're consciousness. So the most high consciousness is a frequency of thoughts that the human is able to tap into, but not all humans. Only humans that are enabled, their DNA must be enabled. They have to have natal charts that enable them to tap in and hold this frequency. These people are called God's children. These people are the elite. Now, I am the Messiah. That means I am the messenger that activates the message in those that can hear me. If you are chosen and God has, and the universe has enabled you and your DNA and your chart to receive the kingdom, then when you hear me as the messenger, you will be activated and made complete. Do you understand?
And they'll become a Messiah. So
no, they will become gods. They will become
so what's the
gods.
difference between you being a Messiah and them being a God?
I'm a messenger. I'm the messenger that activates the children. The people that were having it in them, they already had it in them. They had it in them. I activate what's already in them. It's like a candle that lit another candle. And that candle lit another candle. And so I activate what was already there. That's what a Messiah is. The Messiah is the messenger.
But who's bigger, Messiah or God?
The Messiah is God. The Messiah and God's children is God.
You just said that the Messiah unlocks the God within people for them to become God. You can't be both.
No, I never said that. That's what your mind thought I said. I never said that.
That's what you just.
Don't mix my words up.
Chief.
That's what's in your mind. That's what you heard. That's what you perceived. I never said that.
That's what, Chief.
I never said that's going to unlock a God within you. I said it makes them gods. I never said that. I said it makes them gods.
So what, okay, now the next question is why does the message make them a God? Like, how do you become a God just by listening? It has to be action,
I cannot explain that to you. I cannot explain that to you because even if I did,
who would want to follow a God or be with a God that does things that are like, that doesn't make any sense? You would want to worship a God that makes sense, right?
Well, I think I make plenty of sense.
You would want to worship something that makes sense.
I will not make sense to you. You can't understand me.
I do understand you. I'm trying
I want to know why you're following me. I want to know why you're following me. Why are you intrigued by me?
Because I'm very intrigued by you because I want to know why. There must be
you can't know.
Why.
You can't know why. You can't know why. The more you hear, the more you will not know. The more you hear, the more you will not know.
Of course.
You are not allowed to know. You wouldn't trust me. If this message was for you, if this message was for you, if it was for you, I'm not going to scream. I'm not screaming. I'm not screaming. I'm not screaming. I'm not screaming. If the message was for you, me and you wouldn't have to ask why. You would just completely understand it. It's not for you. Unto you, it says the prophecy of Isaiah is upon you. You will be ever hearing but never truly understanding. You can't receive it. You won't be able to receive it. It's not for you, sweetheart. You're just intrigued by it. That's it. You're intrigued by it, but you're deaf to it. You're blind to it. You'll never be able to see it. I could never give it to you because it's not in you. It has to be already in you for you to receive it. So if it doesn't serve you, please go watch something else. You're never going to understand why. You can't understand why because it's not in you. It has to be in you for you to get it. Oh, I knew that. Okay, that makes sense. I'm never going to make sense to you because you're not on that frequency. I'm going to sound like wah, 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 wah. Why? Because you're not given the gift of God. It's not in you. It's not for you. You'll never get it. So just don't worry about it, okay? Take the next call. There you go, brother.
Thank you.